All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to a post-Mr. Video world.
We now live in a post-Mr. Video world, which is, it's a beautiful place. I mean, not really. It's weird. I definitely got kind of a cold afterwards, and I
Oh,
haven't been sick like in years.
I
I
mean,
mean, that I know of, at least.
everyone in your house tested positive for COVID except you somehow, like not that
Yeah,
long ago.
yeah,
Now, and now you have a cold.
like literally a month ago, or 2 months ago. I guess at the beginning of February it was. So, yeah, I mean, my wife and kids both had COVID, and I took tests like throughout the entire duration, and I didn't get it.
That's
And
crazy.
like
And
that,
now
it
you
could
have
have
a
been
cold,
that
just a
maybe I
cold.
had it. What?
Now you have just a cold.
It's just kind of a runny nose.
Oh,
Like
I mean, it's
I
probably
was definitely
allergies
feeling
then.
kind of.
I've
Oh,
started.
it's totally allergies, and it's totally allergies,
Well,
and
that's
it's
not a
also the
cold
fact that
then.
what?
That's not a cold then.
Yeah,
That's
you know.
allergies.
I mean, every year I
I've
feel.
started taking Claritin every day. Like the past several years, I just like take the 24-hour Claritin like every day from like March through May, basically.
Yeah. I did both rapid tests and a like a PCR where I go through a drive through and get it done. I did one every other day for the entire time that they tested positive.
Whew.
And so either I had it at some point before, or else I just didn't get it. So yeah, I mean, like it's definitely allergies. It just like really kicked in like basically on what day did we release the video on Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday, I think it
Yeah.
was. I don't know. Like it was like Thursday night is like when it really like started to happen a little bit.
Well, I thought you said that when you released the video that evening, you felt invincible.
Well, when I said that earlier in the day, it was really because like I had a work thing that I had to do, and I got that done, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can just do whatever I want tonight without having. I can loaf without consequence.
Mm, yeah.
There's a quote in Terranigma, and I think it's like in the European version. I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fan translation.
No.
It's just
There's like a character in the town like of Krista, like where you start, and says, I think that true happiness is being able to loaf without consequence.
that's words to live
It's
by,
like
man.
it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Loaf without consequence, man. Man, that's what I did last weekend when Kirby came out. Man, I loafed hard, and there were no consequences, and it was great.
Oh man. But yeah, it was nice to release it, and we once I like output the like that final version. So it was kind of a touch and go day there, like on Wednesday, the day before we released it, because
yeah.
there was like crazy windstorms here, and there's like I had like power flickers like most of the day, and like my power line goes all underground, but wherever it comes up, something must have happened, and it would like kind of click off and come back on, but like my UPSs would usually catch it or caught it like every time, thankfully, and like at like 5 o'clock, it went out like permanently, and it was like out until like it came on for like maybe 20 minutes around like 9 o'clock, and then went back out until like midnight or something like that. So I was able to like get that uploaded, and we like send it to like a lot of people because we didn't feel like we could accurately like watch the whole thing. Like you watched the whole thing. I was just like, I don't even want to look at it. I can't even look at it.
I did. I watched
And
the whole.
much less,
Like
like,
I
sit there
even
for
watched
2
like my
hours.
parts because like you never know if you like might accidentally like, you know, you might have accidentally like moved something to the side and covered up a part of a, you know. That reminds me of a trailer I did for Way Forward recently. I think it was the launch trailer for Dawn of the Monsters. And at some point during that process, like I just was like moving a clip around, and it ended up like just a random gameplay clip, and it ended up like after the end screen, and like it was just. Like, it was just a clip that I was playing around with, and I was like, nah, and I moved it to the side, and then I rendered it out, and like one of the comments that came back was, the stinger clip at the end is a good idea, but it's nothing we haven't really seen before. Maybe we could use this clip or this clip. I'm thinking like, I didn't put a stinger? What are they talking about?
Oh, I put it in there. I put it there that time.
What are you...
There was definitely one on one of your sections that I put in.
No, I'm talking about the Way Forward trailer though.
Oh.
I was just moving clips around.
Yeah,
and
I see.
It ended up at the end of the trailer, like, and I forgot to delete it. Like, I was just like shuffling stuff around, shuffling clips around. It ended up at the end, and some of the feedback was the stinger at the end is a good idea, but it's nothing we haven't really seen before. Maybe we could try like this clip or this clip. I was just like, what are they talking about? And then like I looked at the timeline, and I realized there was like a clip that I just like dropped at the end while shuffling stuff about. That like I just forgot to
inadvertently gave him a good idea.
I gave him a good idea because I forgot to delete the clip. So
yeah.
You
so you just found something else.
But wait, you put something at the end of a clip that
just like our stinger where I usually put like an ad.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
It was gonna go from like one segment to another, and we were not sure exactly how we were gonna work out the ad placement in this, because it was so long, and we just, you know, the way that some sections kind of overlap. You know, like sometimes it doesn't like dip to black. It's just like a gameplay clip, and then you hear me start talking underneath it, and then I, you know, pop up on screen. So we weren't sure how it was going to work out. But, you know, as we get further and further into the video, I was like, okay, so this segment is this long. It's okay to have the, you know, like the end of the segment, like bumper, and then, you know, a second of black.
Yeah.
So I just added one of those in, I think.
Well, why don't I just get started playing Perfect Dark?
Yeah.
And you can catch up on super chats.
There's a lot.
You know, I've actually played. I played a bit of this before, probably back when I was making the Perfect Dark 0 video. So I do have a file in this version, but I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm just going to play it on agent mode because I don't want to like think too hard about like how many different objectives I have to do.
Okay.
So we're just going to be casual tonight.
I will get the things in just 1 second. Okay, here we go. There was 14 minutes ago. There was $2 from Benesera. Thank you. Thank you. Saying MLiG is awesome. Amazing work as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. There was $5 from Warren Hokie. Thank you. Saying Mr. Video is a goddamn masterpiece. It was literally sticky in the Mr. Forums as the perfect primer to the platform.
I never saw it. Like I usually look to see like where videos are posted, but I wasn't able to find anything this time.
I mean, it was definitely like around a bit, but I mean it's cool. Like, you know, someone said, you know, like there isn't a video like this on it where it has like a bunch of stuff in it, and it's also like, you know, an entry level, like here's an overview type thing. but also encourages people to, you know, like, if you want to get more, like, figure out more, here's where you can look. And it just seems like a really good way to get people into it. I just know that they're going to be completely terrified of the runtime.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm sure, as most people can attest to it that have watched it, I think that it is
it moves fast.
The way that it's compartmentalized makes it a lot more digestible, but you don't see that when you're looking at it like on a search page. But I would hope that people would sit down and maybe look at it, and then they'll realize, like, hey, there's a lot of stuff in here, and like, instead of like clicking around going like a bunch of different videos, like, I can kind of get the information I want right here, and then I can go from there. There was $20.
Oh wow!
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
From Dad1153. Thank you, saying a AAA video and YouTube channel deserves a worthy donation. Thanks for the entertaining and educational video that convinced me that the Mister is definitely not for me. OG hardware and software emulation, good enough for me. And yeah, I mean, that's...
And I'm glad you can still be entertained and walk away with that. Well, and you know, there were several comments early on, you know, that, you know, and I responded saying I agree, you know, saying like, you know, basically no one should like be pressured to think that like Mr. is like the solution they must have, you know, like it's definitely not for everyone. And you know, the differences we're talking about between like software emulation and Mr. and original hardware, like these differences are probably like as small or smaller than like the differences between like the PS5 and Xbox versions of a multi-platform game. Like, you know, in a blind taste test, you're not going to really see the difference in most cases, you know? Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, I mean, I think that, like, I think that is totally fine for, you know, to be like, oh, this is definitely not something that I want to get into.
Yeah. It's more about the way I described it to someone was like, if like the idea of how it functions like tickles something in your brain, then it's for you. And if like the way it works like just is not exciting to you, like if the idea of FPGA is like, oh, like it's like doing all the tasks are in parallel and stuff like that, like you know, if that kind of stuff was like makes you happy when you play, where you're thinking like, yeah, that's like, you know, it's processing all this, you know, in a completely isolated environment, it's not impacted by other software and stuff. Like, if that idea excites you, then FPGA stuff is for you. If it does not, then like it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'll tell you one thing is like, I do not feel the desire to like ever do another video of that length ever again. I think I can't imagine, especially
unless
since
it's just really, like so easy. Like, I mean, you know, it's not that much longer really than like the Switch controllers video, but that was easy.
Is so like,
it was easy.
That's just like a lot of little bits, just like stacked up essentially. And this was like, you know, I was adding things to it like up until like the day before. Like the last things that I did on this video was add in a blurb about the help menu that was added like 2 days before the video came out. So, I mean, you know, and you know what's really funny is like the day we were having people watch it, mm-hmm. and like I was having the power outages and stuff, is when that the S video and composite stuff like was like went into like beta, was like released in beta, mm-hmm. and I'm like, oh god, like we we're not doing that.
Yeah,
We're not doing that aspect of it. Especially since, I think that what we prefer to do is, we cover a lot of the stuff that is like, I guess released, even though you do PlayStation Core, which is,
right.
beta, but like that's probably going to be out in a month.
It's pretty close.
If
it was a full release core, there were probably
in
aspects of it I would have talked about more, but
but it was like we just decided like there's nothing we can do, and like I was having those power outages. I was just thinking like there's nothing we can do about it. If we want to release this, I just want to get it out there and just like I want to move on with my life and not have to think about it anymore. But yeah, I mean I won't. I don't think that I'll be doing something quite like that for a long time. All right, so there was there's $2 from Jonathan Hinson.
Thank you.
Saying you guys coming to Cary for the limited run game store opening, and it's certainly being discussed.
It is being discussed. So in which case, it might be all the easier for us to make that little CRT handoff.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's being discussed. I got to see, like, I can just put in for the time with work, and it should not be a problem. I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, "Yeah, go ahead." I mean, it's like I haven't been down there in 3 years, or probably, right?
It was what Drum and Lynn's wedding was when you came.
Yeah, so that was that like 3 years ago, like next month or something like that?
It was It was May 2019, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a while. I feel like that was right before.
You were working on.
Was that like right before like M2 came out? I feel like it was right before M2 came out.
I feel like M2 was probably already out, you were probably done with it.
Yeah, but I don't think I was done with it, but I think that it was.
You were working on the save file preservation episode.
So are you sure that was in 2018?
I'm it had to have been 2019. I don't recall the M2 video. I don't recall when did it release?
I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. It's okay. Who knows? Neither of us remember. But it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, if like everything works out, yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To come down there and go to that.
And it turned out, by the way, that he did have a VGA monitor after all, as you might have seen in the video, but it's a really dirty monitor. Yeah, it's a dirty monitor. You forgot you had it.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to get the one from him, though.
Yeah.
It's probably nicer.
It's probably much nicer.
Although,
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this one, it's like actually pretty good, though.
I mean, like, the screen looks decent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. I just have it set up over here. It's like, it's pretty big, and it's got like 2 inputs on it, which is nice. I bought it from a local person that was actually friends with John Linneman, and he like had a bunch of them, and he got rid of them. And I went over and picked it up, and I remember he was telling me that I think that he said he got it from, he like found it at like a landfill or something like that, and he hooked it up and it worked, and like that's I bought it from him for like $50, and he cleaned it up, and I mean I cleaned up this one. I mean I cleaned up a little bit more, I guess, but you
couldn't tell it. You couldn't tell it was dirty in the video.
Yeah, why? Because I cleaned it before once I realized like, oh, I could use this right now. I put it in my closet, and I just there's like a couple of other PVMs in there, and I put like a blanket over it, and I just like forgot I even had it until like I got out this 20-inch, which I set up like over by my TV because I wanted like another monitor to like shoot video off of that's like, would be eye level if I was sitting right there. And I'm like, oh man, I have this. Which is like silly. I do see that Retrotech is in the in the chat. Says Coury, are you in the CRT market? And I mean, it depends. I think the only CRT I could really imagine adding to like what I have here is, so you have that one as like this gold star.
Yeah.
There was like a small one, but it looks like, it has like the dial on it. Like the channel dial.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a very like old fashioned like 80s
like a
TV.
small 13-inch little wood panel with the dials.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I could really see myself like adding to my setup. Just it'd only be for shooting video off of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's the only way that I could, justify bringing in something else in here. Although, you never know. If we're going to come down there, I do have one I can probably, like, give to you, Steve. It's like a little 7-inch that it takes a while to turn on. And it's, like, literally the only one that I don't really use because it's very unreliable. So, I mean, I just give that to you. I'm pretty sure that it was just given to me. Ooh. Okay. So, let's see here. There was $5 from Enchilada.
Oh, thank you.
Saying, have a great time playing a classic game of Perfect Dark. Such great time playing this. Don't forget, 1 round in the facilities with 1-hit kill and lasers for fun. 1 round in the facilities. 1-hit kill.
Honestly, I forgot until just now that the facility is in this game. I think they call it something different, but like, yeah, there's like 3 GoldenEye levels and, reskinned, of course, but the layouts are the same.
There's $9.99 from Paul Sutton. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Saying the Game Gear footage put the Mr. Video over the top. Really tied it all together. I think he's specifically talking about the Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, there was definitely a Surf Ninjas clip that clip would not be, I mean, even though of course I was not using the copy of Surf Ninjas that he sent to me, I would never have thought to include a clip of Surf Ninjas in the video if not for him sending that. So
Surf Ninjas.
He is responsible.
Yeah, I mean, that was just like, he just like put that in there. Like, you bought a bunch of stuff from him, and then
he just like tossed that in there, and like, I mean, I was going to keep it, but I might sometime give it to Audie because I showed Audie to it. He's like, oh my gosh, like I've like actually really wanted that. He's like, can I have that? So, like, Paul may have inadvertently like led the copy of Surf Ninjas to its ultimate destiny of being owned by someone who like actually legitimately wanted it. Like, someone who was actively looking for a complete copy of Surf Ninjas.
It was sealed, wasn't it?
It is sealed, yeah. I haven't opened it. When Audie gets to visit, I will let him do the honors.
He sent me a sealed copy of Jeopardy on the Genesis. I haven't opened yet either. And you know me, I like the Jeopardy. But no, not yet. There was £5 from InGen UK.
Thank you.
Thank you. Saying, congrats, guys. Smell the glove is finally here.
Smell the glove.
Smell the glove is finally here. Really enjoy the Mr. episodes. Worth the wait. Watched it while having a fever.
Oof.
Got me through it. I know. Isn't like Smell the Glove? Is it like a? That's the Isn't that from this is Spinal Tap, right? Is that like the album that like they worked on forever? Like they worked on this album for so long, and then I don't know. Maybe that's. I think I'm assuming that that's what's a reference to. If I'm sure someone can do it. Yeah. Okay. So I knew that it was. It's just been a long time since I've seen that movie too. But I'm glad that. Hopefully you still don't have a fever. Hopefully you're good, doing good now. There's $9.99 from Mike the Pawn Star. Thank you. He says thanks for the Mr. video. I got mine all set up Friday after watching. So did you like wait until after to set it up? Had you had it for a while? And you said I'm gonna wait until that video's out. Because that's dedication. I mean, hopefully it didn't seem like it was too overwhelming to build it. It's very interesting because I think like that first half of that video, it's pretty rapid fire between segments.
Yeah,
I think. Like a lot of them are like 5 to 8 minutes or so. And I think that even though people said, "Oh, you could have just released these as separate videos," I think that anybody who watches our channel and we released one of those segments as their own, like as a video, as its own video, I think that they probably would have been like, "Why did you do this?"
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
but it's doing really well. Like the video's doing really well.
It is, yeah.
Like
I mean,
it's not that far behind the Analog Pocket video, which is like kind of crazy when you think about it, just because that video had such like, it had an embargo and it had, it had, just all the hype surrounding it. It was new and fresh and people didn't have information about it until like the second that video released. And, in comparison, like, people knew plenty about the Mister. So the fact that it's only like 10,000 views behind where the Analog Pocket video was at this point post-release is very impressive.
Yeah, and it's as it is right now, it is it's like 11,000 views behind the Analog Pocket in that same amount of time. But I think one of the big things probably of this video is being so long, people probably only watch a certain, watch a certain amount of it, come back. And I wonder if that counts as like, I wonder if those people come back and if it counts as another view.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's doing well.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks like Morgan, Retro Morgan, unhit him just in case. I think he was just putting a quote from Spinal Tap there. Let's see here. There was there's $2 from Warren Hokie. Thank you. Saying I spit out my water, laughing out loud when Try said tape mode.
Well, that was actually Joe Redifer said it himself. And
yeah.
we had a little back and forth to kind of fine tune the part that came after. So I think it turned out all the funnier in the end, you know. Where I had kind of like that. Now that was me, like all the voices that were like trying to get all uppity about how it should be said. those voices, I did all of those voices.
Yeah, it was funny, but he, you know, he did the Egret Mini video like pretty shortly after he recorded that for you. And I think that he was like, I don't think I can go any more extreme.
Well, yeah, that was what he said, because he said like, I was like, could you do this? And he said, oh, of course, as long as it releases after this weekend, because I'm going to have a tape mode and the video that releases on Sunday, and I don't want to have too much tape mode. So then after that, he's like, I don't think I'm going to do tape mode for a long time, because this was the ultimate tape mode. I mean, the tape mode blew up in his face.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I mean, like, I don't think you can get any more extreme than what the Egret Mini does.
Yeah, basically.
You know, it's like the ultimate tape mode.
Yeah, it really is.
There's also $4.99 from RJ Ortiz. Thank you. Saying, enjoying the stream. I'm playing Parasite Eve 2 in the background on my CRT.
Ah.
Did you end up getting that?
I did end up getting that. I was tempted by a couple of copies I saw at Retro World, and I found it for a pretty decent price online afterward. There were some high prices on it at Retro World. I found it for a much better price than some of what I saw.
Yeah. Might be a fun one to play.
Man, I forgot like how easy it is to like just not even get hit on agent mode. Like the enemies are like terrible shots. But it's whatever. I just want to run around in Perfect Dark a little tonight. I'm not looking for a challenge today. I've
there's
beat
also,
this game on N64. What do I have to prove?
Andy64 has been a member for 3 months.
Wow, thank you.
Saying congrats on the Mr. episode. I wonder how the arcade library will look in 5 years from now. Oh man, you know, I'm sure like you know, I mentioned Karnoff, and I know that A-Track said, oh, I saw the MLiG video is like wondering about Karnoff, and I can confirm that it is being worked on. Karnoff, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I mean, one of my favorite things in the video was you say, you know, to the arcade developers, like, because of you, I feel like every day's my birthday.
Well, that is my favorite part about it, and that whole part, like, the computer part was like the last section that I ended up doing, but you know, I was really feeling like the burnout, like as I did the arcade part, as I got to the arcade part, and I was like, man, I just need to like make this as hype as I possibly can, and this exciting, you know, and that's why it really keeps a pretty rapid momentum, I think. I knew it was the last segment of the video, so it just I really wanted it to end strong.
Yeah,
and that's why I brought out the big guns, and I brought out the, you know, the Quartet Level 1, the blind spot, aka the like former Sega SST band version of it, which is amazing. So I just had to, you know, and I did the thing that I don't do very often anymore, which is just kind of bring the music back up and, like, you know, have a little like mini montage. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what comes out for it. Well, I was almost caught up. There's 1999 from Sean Quinn. Thank you. Saying, congrats on the Mr. video. I have no doubt that it will become standard viewing for anyone interested in Mr. from this moment forth. You know, it's funny because I say at the beginning that like this could be outdated, the moment it released, and the day that it released, it was the day after that composite and S video beta had been announced and released, and I remember on the day that we released the video, Joe from GameStack like tweeted and says like, it's gonna be outdated like in like less than a week, and I wanted to respond and said actually it was outdated yesterday. Like before it literally came out, it was already outdated. So
yeah,
there is a point I think in the production of it, like pretty like close to the start of it. I mean, when we're both working on it, like pretty, pretty ferociously, I guess. And we just said, listen, there's gonna be stuff in here. We're just gonna like just accept that it's just gonna be outdated, and let's just like go with it. And I think we do a pretty good job of keeping things general enough that it kind of will apply to a lot of stuff, even if it's outdated.
Yeah.
It's stuff.
I think it'll still be a useful video for people to watch even after 2022. Like, I think, like, at the end of the year, we should, like, change the title to not say 2022 in the title. But, like, I wanted 2022 to be in the title so that people who did see the video pop up and before they click on it, I wanted them to see, like, oh, this is like a new up-to-date and relevant Mr. video. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't, because like there were Mr. videos made 4 years ago, I didn't want someone to think like, oh, this is probably just some old Mr. video that has nothing to do with it. Like, I want people discovering it today to see like, oh, this is relevant today, but I think it'll still be relevant in future years. It's just that, maybe we'll remove that 2022 for the title to make them not think it's more outdated than it is. I don't know.
And I think it's also nice in the fact that it's probably nice for like developers and everything and people like that want to have this time capsule.
Right. Yeah.
It is where it was that in March of 2022, especially because like GameStack released a video like 3 years ago on it, and I really want to go back and watch that because I bet it'd be so fascinating to see how much has changed since then. And it's just kind of neat for developers to have that kind of resource to see here's how look how far we've come, look what we've done in this amount of time. Jeez, these donations are coming fast and furious here. There's $10 from Luca. Thank you. Saying, job well done, gentlemen. The Mr. video was fantastic. Thank you. Like, it means a lot. Yeah, and it means even more that I don't have to think about it for a little bit.
Oh, there's...
Thank you. There was Kenneth D... No. Getting ahead of myself here. There's $5 from Dad1153. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Saying most obscure unknown game system from your Mr. production that you'd think make an entertaining live stream. An audio curated Amiga / ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
We had a big conversation like before the stream about how I say ZX Spectrum.
Well, I mean, I am on Coury's side that like it should be absolutely okay for him to say ZX Spectrum. Like, I don't understand why it's like such a thing. Like, I know that this, is a system that was primarily
it was like pushing nails through his cheeks.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or pins through his cheeks.
I mean,
every time I said it.
I'm surprised. I'm like surprised there hasn't already been someone saying that they like had an aneurysm with how I said, was it Sidon Morita Shogi games or something like that? The ones that have the chips that aren't supported on Super Nintendo. Like every time anyone says something every time someone attempts to say something in Japanese, someone who thinks they know how to say stuff in Japanese better says, "Oh, I got aneurysm listening to you say that." It's like, oh, okay, so like accents are like not okay when it comes to Japanese because people are just such a big fan of Japanese stuff. Like, people have accents. It's a reality of life.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. And I understand. Like, I understand, and
but I think it should be okay. But like,
about it.
People are very hard-lined about there's only one way to say that. It doesn't matter what region you're from. And I agree that, like, it's, to me, like, it almost comes across as like you're trying too hard if you say ZX. Like, it doesn't feel right because, like, you're an American. Like, you should say it the way an American would say that word. Like, or else it just looks like you're trying to be, like, artificially British or something.
Yeah.
But no, like, if it was me doing that part, well, first of all, that part wouldn't have happened if it was me doing it because I would have given up. I literally would have given up. I would have just been like, you know what? We don't need this. I'm so proud of Coury and Audie for pushing through and getting that
longest
section done.
Video.
It's the longest segment in the video. It's impressive. I mean, you had... arcade was fun, and like the Sega stuff was fun. The computer stuff, I'm sure, was not fun for you to do, but you felt an obligation to get it done as best as you could because it was important to cover. But like those, like arcade and Sega were like the only fun sections you had, and here I am with like NES and Super Nintendo and PC Engine and Neo Geo and.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. I didn't want to do the video stuff, and you always like pick out stuff that I would have never picked out about it.
Yeah.
So like that's totally fine. Like when I think about this video, I am so happy that it wasn't just me doing the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't even know.
It would have been done still, and to like B, like it just like would not have been nearly as good as what it is.
I mean, I don't know why we thought that was even a possibility, honestly.
Well, like I think that we probably thought it was a I mean, I thought it was a possibility that it was going to be under an hour at one point. There's So Bob released a video on Retro RGB today that said there was like a basic overall like how to set up the Mr. like video in like less than 10 minutes, and there is a comment on it. I feel like I want to bring it up here so I can read it like more precisely. There was a comment on the video that said, hang on. Because someone said, Bob, Mr. in under 10 minutes, MLiG, Mr. in over 2 hours. And someone said, there's some truth hidden in there. If MLiG's video was made to make people more aware of the Mr. project and show them how easy and approachable setting up Mr. is, then it failed really hard because the only people that would watch a video that's almost 3 hours long are the ones who have already done their research and know what to do, like myself.
Well, why would those people necessarily watch a video? Like I see.
Well, I totally get that. Like I was saying that. Like,
but the thing is, like the people who are already super familiar with Mr. though, like the reason they're watching the video is, I mean, some of them might have learned something, especially if maybe they hadn't had it on in a while. Oh, I didn't know I was killing civilians.
But no, if I was a newbie, I'd be scared of the complexity of the Mr. Despite really wanting one, opening a YouTube video and seeing 2 hours plus would definitely scare me away forever.
Well, that's why we said that right at the beginning, though.
Yes, I mean
to say, look, no, it's not supposed to be scary.
Yes,
but
that information does not come across in, like without like clicking on the video in the first place.
Right.
And just seeing that number is scary.
But you know,
it is.
It's so interesting though, because like, you know, people who already know Mister, like, sure, there's probably a lot of them watching the video, but there's also like, you know, I think to some extent, you know, a lot of people who like are already Mr. experts, like, and this really applies, I think, to a lot of subjects where like people are watching it just because they like the subject, and they like, you know, watching like this massive video about it, like, just validates their interest in it, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
so they're not necessarily watching it to learn. They're watching it to, you know, just see other people talk about the thing that they like.
Yeah. Well, but you know, when we knew it was going to be this long, it was a huge deal for us to be like, okay, we have to rearrange this script because it's going to be like over an hour before we even like show any gameplay.
Well, I mean, there would be gameplay, but like it would be down to business gameplay.
Yes. And that's why I think that it's really approachable in the way that it kind of jumps back and forth. And I think that we could probably get away with doing stuff like that more often. It's just that sometimes we're afraid of, you know, showing certain things when we haven't mentioned them yet or explained them yet. And I think in this video we just decided, hey, we're gonna do that, and we'll use those opportunities to call out certain things that, you know, we're gonna, like, you know, we're at one point we're probably gonna have their own segment, because the way that originally, like, this script, it has like, there's like 3 different documents on our Google Docs, and it is, you know, like, I would be interested to go back and look at that first one. Actually, I wouldn't, but but you know, originally I imagined it as having, like, instead of like these core segments, it was going to have just like little bits where there's like core focuses and like feature focuses, where it's just like, hey, here's like a minute on the MT32 Pi.
Right. That was like the original idea, and then it got very linear.
Or I imagine them just like almost like commercials.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
like
little mini, like let's break away to this now.
Yeah. You know, and I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did, because there was it took a lot of finessing to get that script to where it was. And that final script was like 42 pages.
What's funny is that, like, the idea to like do those segments, like, you know, you kind of had that idea at first, and then, like, you know, like I said, ended up getting very linear.
Yes.
And what button is crouched? There we go. And then like I like kind of had that idea like independently, like in the shower one day, and I was like, you know, like, it's gonna be like over an hour before we get to gameplay. Like, let's divide it up. And you said, well, actually, that's what I originally wanted to do anyway. And so, like, it's like that kind of, like, I think validates, like, the fact that we both had that idea independently. Like, that validates that it was the right idea.
Yes. And, you know, it was just, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I ended up doing that last segment the way that I did, because I wanted something that, where it painted me as someone who didn't really know too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the first place, and I think that, I don't know, I'm happy, and it was easier to write it, I think, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up?
That's
yeah.
slow.
I know. There's a little bit of a delay on it.
Oh. I got one.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey guys. Everyone's down here. We're the kids are on spring break.
We're going to Florida tomorrow.
What's second?
That's perfect dark.
Bye.
Arr.
Yeah.
Wait, are those zombies that he's shooting?
No.
What are they?
I don't know. Those bad guys, I guess. They're saying you look just like me, buddy.
Oh.
You're like a little me with hair.
Oh.
He used to
that's
have
true.
hair.
Yeah, at one point, and it looked exactly like that. But yeah, we're going down there for a couple of days, and you know, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, you probably feel like you need a vacation after doing that video," and it's like actually, we had planned this vacation like a long time ago. We bought the tickets before like gas prices were even remotely where they are, and also because of the gas prices, then plane tickets like went way up. Let's see here. I gotta catch up on some more stuff here. There was 5,000 CLP. I'm sorry, from a long time ago, from 15 minutes ago, from Carlos Munoz Perez. Thank you. So you guys always say that these are great times for retro gaming. I hope that you know that this is true also because of your excellent work. Long live my life in gaming. Well, that's cool. Like, I mean, it's I think about it a lot, and the fact that we got into what we are into.
Who's playing that?
Marc's playing that. We're just watching him play it. I really feel, like us making that first RGB video was really just like being like in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got so lucky that it was like right before all that stuff was before that stuff like really blew up.
Yeah.
And I mean, like maybe that video like had a little bit of an effect on it, like blowing up, but it was gonna happen anyways.
Yeah.
But I think about that a lot, like just how we were really, really lucky to get into the right thing at the right time and cover it in the right way.
Yeah.
It's lucky. Kenneth D became a member, and there was $19.99 from Greg Jordan. I'm sorry, it's 15 minutes ago. I hope you're still here. Thank you. Saying this is my first time ever buying a super chat that I take 15 minutes to answer it. I'm sorry. But after watching Mr. Video, I felt like I should contribute something for the amazing effort you made in producing that video.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope that you're still... Hey, listen, I'm responding to these questions right now, okay? But I hope that you're still here. I hope you're still watching. But thank you so much. And like, I think it would have been really interesting to see how much time was put into that video.
Oh, someone was like making a comment, about like, oh, we should have so many more, viewers and subscribers, talking about, so many people have so many subscribers that, they put no effort into their video, and there's 100 hours into this video, and I'm just thinking, I wish it was 100
I wish it was 100 hours.
I don't even want to begin to like even attempt to figure out like how many hours it might have been.
Hey Montgomery. Hey buddy. That's not really appropriate, bud, right now. You, please. Unless you don't mind doing that in front of 416 people. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was like 100 hours. I mean, like, because I've been like working on it like on and off for like a year, really. And it's kind of sad how little progress I actually made.
Well, and
during that time.
it was because the idea that you should do it by yourself while I was working on Analog Frontiers was a flawed idea to begin with. It was too big of a task for one person.
Yeah.
And like once we started approaching it as a team, it was like so obvious, like of course we had to do it this way from the beginning.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, like, I think it would have been interesting though to see like how much time was put in by both of us. Like even just like rewriting parts of the script and stuff. Yeah, I mean like I don't know. I'm happy it's doing as good as it is because it's definitely exceeding my expectations so far. Yes. There was $5 from Blake Romo. Thank you. Saying, what is the next video plan? Setup update? We need RGB 200 series for Xbox and 360. No clue if my 360e console can support RGB output. That would be cool.
I have a 360e console, and I think it only supports composite because it's just got like a 3.5 millimeter jack.
Because that makes sense.
Well, I mean, but you know, those with the 3-ring, connectors, you can have left, right, and composite. But like with a, I don't even know if you can do S video on that kind of connector unless you gave up like one of the audio channels and repurposed it
Lots
for
of people
Luma.
are saying it cannot do component.
Yeah.
Or
RGB or that's what I have as well. Which is a weird system to have because it came out after the Xbox One, and people are always surprised that I did not have an Xbox 360 until the Xbox One was already out. But that's just how it is.
But yeah, my setup video is going to be my next video,
and
I'm going to
possibly
start on that as soon as I get back from my trip.
I mean,
you are
my next video is probably going to be the next one because it'll probably take less time to make than. I hope it should take less time to make.
Well, I mean, it should take less time.
But
who knows? I mean, I think that, my setup video is not going to be, I'm just going to be explaining stuff. Like, I don't think it's going to be super crazy.
Yeah. So yesterday, I've been, I've been looking to. Oh, that can't go through. I've been looking to get a LG C2 OLED model as soon as it's available, and okay, let's see. What activate again?
So you went and you got one.
Well,
and it's being delivered in a few days.
Sort of. So I was I was just confused by the game for a second there. So anyway, I was looking like like the Amazon listing is up. Like you can order it now and it can be delivered next week. And then I looked on Best Buy and it was $200 less. They had the listing up, but you couldn't order it. Yeah. I just thought I doubt it, but I wonder if they could do anything if I went into the store. And they could. The two guys were surprised and excited. I was like, so I was looking on the website and the C2s are up. And they're like, oh, they are? And they were like, wow, looks like I can get you one delivered Wednesday. And it was $200 off MSRP. Mm-hmm. And I paid for it. It's going to be delivered. And I looked on the website again today and it's MSRP. You still can't order it. So I just got super lucky like just thinking to go to the store yesterday.
Yeah.
I got for like what you probably would be able to get it like maybe it might be discounted that price by like end of summer, early fall. But like I was able to get it down for that price. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So anyway, I actually started writing like a little bit of setup for the video today. And you know, but obviously I can only do so much until wow, this guy looks really different in the HD version. He looks like a lot.
Basically, you just want to do a video that's on, like, you know, approaching it like, is this like still a really good video for, or a good TV for like playing like, you know, like retro games.
Modern, like I want to look at it for, you know, most reviews I feel like out there on TVs don't really address the gaming questions that people would have. Like, not even really
for modern games.
Well, for modern games to an extent, but I still feel like most don't go as in depth as I would like, even on modern games. And especially then for like stuff like Mister and RetroTink.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like, it's not going to be like a TV review where we're like, you know, analyzing the, you know, color reproduction and, you know, measuring the nits and stuff, because I can't.
Really well already.
I mean, I can't. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You know, it's like, it's an LG OLED. We know what we're getting into. You know, and of course I can't compare it against, you know, QD OLED and, you know, other stuff like that that's like coming out this year. But I think, I also like kind of explained in some of the setup that I already did, that I wanted to sort of explain why I made this choice instead of like, you know, I wanted to do, even though like, you know, my OLED developed some problems, but I'm confident enough in the improvements, and I didn't want to like really end up then with like first generation QD OLED. And on top of that, like there's a lot of things that Samsung and or Sony, who are doing QD OLED, like have not really been that consistent with, such as 1440p support, Dolby Vision on Samsung. You know, variable refresh rates like only just starting to come to Sony stuff. Like, you know, whereas like LG has had a really good track record for many years on like having gaming relevant features in a good place, you know? And I don't feel like Samsung and Sony have established as good of a track record on that yet for me to want to buy into that at this point in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, though, for certain things because your receiver doesn't support 2.1.
Right. But I'll be able to do everything I need to for the video with a direct connection.
Right. Yeah.
But it's absolutely true though that like for my, you know, everyday gaming, I'll be somewhat, you know, impaired in my ability to easily use like variable refresh rate and 4K 120 and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, but I will get one. But even then, like if I wanted to record, I'd still be limited until you can record like variable refresh rate and 4K 120 and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not that excited by 4K 120. I'm more interested in VRR. Although the thing that's most exciting to me about 4K 120 really is like if more games do the Ratchet and Clank thing, where there's like a 40 FPS mode with like 4K quality visuals or close to 4K quality visuals. Because like I feel like for most games, unless they're indie games, are going to be too. I feel like the you know, if and when they do offer 120 hertz modes, I feel like most likely they're going to have to sacrifice too much visuals to get to that point. that it's not like usually sacrificing visual quality is worth the jump from 30 to 60, but I don't think that's necessarily the case so much, in my opinion, with 60 to 120. But that 40 FPS concept definitely, I think, is enticing for an enticing reason to use 120 hertz. If it becomes more of a thing, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, I got a lot more stuff I got to catch up on here. Let's keep coming fast and furious. Let's see here. There was $5 from Shadow Mask 22 minutes ago. I'm really sorry. Thank you. Since everything's pretty much been said regarding how awesome the video is, I just want to add that your gesticulations were on point. Really? I mean, are you talking about my son who was like shaking his hips like behind me? I don't know if that was like a reference to that. So he does. He does this thing where he just like he puts his hands like on his back, kind of. I don't know.
It's probably based on a YouTube video.
Like that's 7-year-old stuff. I don't know. I don't understand it. But thank you. There was $7 from Mega X6. Thank you. Saying great video. I went from being on the fence to pre-ordering a bundle one from one of the sites mentioned. I mean, that's the thing, you know. I think that it was important for me to say that, you know, you can buy pre-built ones and they'll cost this much money, but you can maybe if you just want to get, you know, like a RAM stick in the D10 Nano, and you can, you know, have full compatibility with those two things with like for as much as they cost. You know, you don't have to spend, you know, like $500 to do everything. But I wonder how far those pre-orders are going back now. There was $4.99 from Paul Sutton. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying I like toilets for 2 reasons: number 1 and number 2.
I bet your son would have appreciated that joke if he was here.
Yes. I mean, that's all. That's all I think about. There was $10 from my grandfather, Robert Carlson. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, thanks for the Mr. video. Great job on both the breadth and depth. Breadth. I
mean, it really wasn't that deep. If we were doing like, the reason we're able to do big videos on something like the Super NT or the Mega SG or the Analog Pocket, because there's only so many, they only have so many cores. There's only so many systems they replicate, so we can do more stuff per system on those. Whereas, we're moving quickly through a lot of the systems on this, but so it definitely has breadth. We tried to go for depth in some areas and maybe less so in others. But what I wanted to do with the video stuff was I wanted to, if there were aspects of it that were too complicated but not really necessary for getting good results, then I didn't really want to get into it, if it just was something that was for example, could I have learned more about the multi-layered filtering system? Maybe if I asked people a bunch of questions, but I only want to explain stuff that is easy to understand.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's too complicated, then I don't think it fits in this video. And so I wanted to.
I love that you showed that little bit of you like explaining your frustrations with it before the presets came out.
I actually recorded that.
like,
I recorded it. And like then
you should release that. I mean, you should release that as like its own little clip. I think it'd be kind of funny. Like
maybe.
Yeah,
like I mean, it wasn't like super. It wasn't like super over the top or anything really, but you know, it was. Hopefully, my expressions in that like conveyed me saying like, "This just makes no sense, and I can't help you."
Yeah.
But like, what I did say, and it was that what they really need is like presets that just like groups these things into it takes a group of logical settings and puts them together for one setting.
Yes.
And then they did exactly. And I don't know if the presets, like I assume they were coming, but I feel like the fact that I was like complaining to Mr. People about this sped up the them being implemented.
Yes. I mean, it's just because the stuff that is there is there's so much there that is very easy to like get lost even what you're trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like with the different filters and different styles and categories and stuff like that, and multiple of them. Yeah, it's definitely challenging. I did want to add on to that Robert Carlson, my grandfather, also said, even better, for once you've spared my wallet some pain, since now I'm confident that I don't need a mister just yet. I
always appreciate those perspectives when people respond to a video, because that to me implies that they got the purpose of the video, which was to explain this thing, and I appreciate that they were able to appreciate it even without like
yes,
and they were able to appreciate it and also come to the conclusion it wasn't for them. That is also part of the video, like that's part of the purpose of the video.
Yes. There was $5 from Fred Northrup. Thank you. Saying, is it hard for you guys to collaborate remotely? What states are you guys in? So Tri is in North Carolina and I am in Kentucky, Northern Kentucky. And I don't know, like I almost don't even know like if it would be easier if we like lived in the same town.
Yeah, I really
I don't know. There's only like really been one or a couple of times where we've actually done any post-production on an episode, like when we were in the same place, and that was on the VHS episode. Wasn't that video game VHS episode? Because it was right before we were going to go shoot Night Trap, and you came.
And there was a little.
And you were shooting some B-roll.
There was a little.
You had all your equipment with you.
Yeah, there was a little bit of finishing one of the year-end videos that.
Oh right, yeah.
Like I actually edited a little bit of it, like on your computer when you were like taking your son to like a birthday party or something, one time. That we finished it. Yeah, I mean, what's funny is like if we did live close together, like we would probably do something where we like we would like go, like I would go to Coury's house to shoot my parts, and we would shoot them together like Joe and Dave on GameSack used to do, sit there and together. Yeah. Like we would probably do that, but like I like that would probably be harder. Like I guess we would probably learn to do it and get used to it, but I am so used to performing like in a house with no humans.
Yes.
And I feel like I told the story before how, you know, since I did the projectors video, you know, from my parents' house, because
Right.
that's where I set up the projectors. That's where I had room to set them up. Like I asked them, like, you know, could y'all do like a little day trip? Whoa, where'd that come from?
So you can shoot this.
So I could shoot it because, like, what was funny to me was I didn't realize until like a couple of days later that my dad thought I wanted them not in the house because, like, I was of like noise, like, you know, I didn't want to pick up like any noise they would make on the microphone,
Yeah.
or something. And I was like, no. And my mom understood why I had asked them to do it. Like, I didn't even think it needed an explanation. I thought it was very clear why. And it was just like, I feel like I would not be able to project my voice and, you know, say things in the way that I say them in videos, like being self-conscious of other humans being around. You know? Like you've gotten used to it, I guess. Like
I'm pretty isolated enough down here that I can go on with this stuff. I'm more like, I just don't want to have to do something over and over again because, you know, kids. The living room TV is like directly above me, and you know, kids under 10 can't like just sit and watch a show. They got to be like like jumping up and down off the couch while they're watching it.
They just can't.
Like they can't.
They just can't.
Like they can't. It's impossible. I'm sure that anybody.
I
here,
bet.
like,
I bet I did.
I don't know. Maybe. But you know, like it's just they can't sit still. So there's just like noise all the time. So I always try to like wait until like either they head up to bed or if it's, you know, like I'll do it early in the morning. Although, you know, like a lot of times if I haven't had my coffee yet, my voice doesn't have the same sound to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like working remotely is just like how we've always done stuff.
Yeah.
And like when we're like really in a groove with it, we're like really in a groove. But it is tough to like do episodes completely on your own.
Yes.
Now, I think.
I mean,
And
but
also
we just
because I
edit
think
our
that
own
we-
parts. But when we're sharing like G-roll and B-roll and stuff, like we just sync it on Dropbox to each other, and it doesn't take that long, you know. So it's like not difficult to share footage. Like it's really not. Like Coury usually doesn't do this, I don't think, but like I edit directly out of the Dropbox folder. Like, so I don't even have to copy it to another drive to edit it, you know? Like it's so immediate and easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
No,
like
I always copy them into like a different drive, just because I have like 2 like media SSDs that I just edit off of. But yeah, I mean, like I think that when when Analog Frontiers is completely done, like we're just gonna be doing like every episode together.
Yeah.
With that. From that point forward.
I mean,
it's,
there
like,
might be
basically
times
what we're gonna
like for example, this, you know, OLED review I'm going to do. Like, you know, you're not going to have one.
But I mean, that's not like even a thing that was like, oh, we should do that. It's like you just said, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, it was just I was just
like,
really
basically.
I just thought it'd be a fun thing to try to do. I mean, there might be episodes on occasion where, you know, one person can't help the other that much, but I think in general, the average topic will lend itself well to, you know, Coury does the parts he's interested in, I do the parts I'm interested in, and, you know, it's easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we've embraced a little bit more lately, is that there are there are a lot of aspects to these subjects that like you're a lot more
One of us knows
interested.
more about the other, but we both.
Yeah, you're
we
a lot
both
more
have more
interested in some aspects than I am, and vice versa. Like you've kind of got to the point where you're like, I just do not want to talk about resolution numbers and stuff.
Well, it's just you're like so good at understanding them, and I feel like it makes my head hurt sometimes. like when you talk about it, like because I just like it, like it's one thing to see it like in the like already completed video, but in like trying to figure out how to like demonstrate all that stuff, like you're really good at that, and like. But like sometimes it can like the numbers and stuff can like make me feel like my head is swimming, and like I think that there's probably other people that feel like that, and that's why I think that like our channel really benefits from having two hosts, because like there's stuff that you can get into really well, and then there's other stuff that I can get into really well, and sometimes I feel like, hey, I just want to mention this thing that I think is pretty cool, but I don't need to I don't go too much into it.
Like of all the segments that you did in the episode, like honestly, like I think the Sega Genesis like one would have been the only one that like if that one fell on me, I would have, or this general Sega one. Like I would have had fun doing that one. But like the others, I would not have had fun doing. Like there's not a single segment other than that one that like if I had to be the person that did that segment.
Yeah.
Like I would not have wanted to do any of the ones you did, and you probably didn't want to do most of the ones I did, aside from maybe like PC Engine and Neo Geo or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like you said about the computer parts, like.
Oh, I would have given up. I was just been like, nope.
Yeah, it ended up being a lot more than it. I mean, it like ended up being a lot more than it would have been like if you had done that, because you were originally assigned that too. Like I put you down for that. You're like,
a part of it, yeah. And then I was like, can't we just ask Audie to do this?
Yeah, and at one point he was just gonna do it, and I was gonna edit it, and he was gonna just like have the scripted thing. And then we got down to last week. It was like last weekend, and like it hadn't come to fruition yet. So I said, I kind of got an idea. Let's just like get on a call on Monday and work it out. And we said like how about if we just make it where like I don't really know very much, which is true, and I'm just asking you about stuff.
Yeah. No one really commented on like the structure of that segment. Like did people like that flow? I mean,
there was. I know that there's some people in the Discord were wondering whether or not it was scripted or if it was like off the cuff, and the answer is it was a lot of like both actually. We wrote it, separately, and provided our parts separately, but. I stuck pretty close to what I wrote in my script, but Audie like had kind of a basic outline for what he was gonna say, and then he just when I got his stuff, it was much longer than it was on paper, and I cut down on it quite a bit, but he's just very good at just kind of talking and adding stuff in, and for me. If I'm not in that mindset, then I get, I will trip up my scripted parts, like the reading of my scripted parts, if I try to like ad-lib it all. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like if you have your script and you're reading it, and then you think of something just to like, kind of interject in there, sometimes it's pretty tough to stick to the script. Or to like keep going with the script without messing up, like at least the way that I do things.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to the donations here. There was there was $10 from Dan Hendricks 27 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. Saying thanks for all y'all do. But thank you. There was $5 Canadian from Seeing Wonder, and I hope you're still here. Saying thanks for helping inspire me to start my own YouTube channel where I talk about design and movies and video games. Keep up the stellar work, guys. So I got your email a few days ago. When I'm like closing in on the end of an episode, I tend to like let stuff like really fall to the wayside.
Oh my gosh, I have so much email to check up on. Like I still haven't gotten around to checking up on it after.
And I meant to respond to you, and I will respond to you like sometime this week. I hope that you're still here, and I checked out your Metroid Dread video. But thank you.
Am I supposed to like put the explosives on that thing?
There was $5 from Chandler White. Thank you. Saying thanks to Corey's comments last week about the track and the new Kirby resembling the Perfect Strangers theme. It's been stuck in my head all week. You are not the only one. I've been, sometimes if I get something stuck in my head and I'm just like down here by myself and I'm like doing something, I'll start saying like random things out loud. I don't know if that's like if that's like a bad thing.
I do like if I hear a really fun word, like sometimes like the next day I'll just like say it out loud repeatedly because it's fun to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes it'll be a little bit more elaborate for me, and I'll kind of make up like a little thing around it. And I don't know. I was just like, I was thinking about that song, and then the Standing Tall song from Perfect Strangers, and I was like, it makes me feel like makes me feel like I'm Belky Bartakamis, which is like, I mean, if you ever saw the show. Anyways, that's I just start saying the name Belky Bartakamis, which is like not even like the correct way to say it. It's like the most like Midwestern way of saying Belky Bartakamis possible, I guess. Anyways, there was $2 from Robert Hernandez. Thank you. Saying, is Corey's game room tour up next? Please? It is. I mean, you're going to be working on that thing, but I'm going to be on your TV video, but I'm also going to be making this video. I'm going to start on it as soon as I get back. So, hopefully I don't change anything around. I feel like I can't make it any better down here, and that's like you say I'm gonna get that C2, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, I don't want to like even think about like swapping out any more cables, because I think that I get cables constantly in the mail, and I think that my entire family
does your
every time
family
we get packages, like it's more cables.
Are they like, don't you have enough cables already?
Yeah.
And you would think you would. You would think you would. Last time, I forget if it was my mom or my dad. They were at my house. A package delivered. It's like, what is? Oh, more cables. It's like, don't you have enough cables?
Yeah, no.
It's like, well, there's like always like, what you have isn't long enough.
There's always a better cable.
Maybe it's too long.
Well, there's always a better cable. Sometimes, you just like, it's like, I have a good cable here, but I really want like a right angled.
Yeah.
Right
yes. Yes.
It's so stupid. And like, it doesn't even matter if it's like, like that. If it's a right angled cable, it just like look like that much nicer. And it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
I love right angle cables.
I know, but like,
and like, what
do you love them so much that you just spent like don't mind spending like another $8 and like increments, like constant increments, and like
and then like if you,
I mean, like let's be honest, like I mean. I mean, are you getting like at least like $30 to $50 worth of cables a month?
No. Like, but
Sometimes
like,
I feel like I'm getting $30 to $50 worth of cables.
but
And like that makes me feel like I'm it's like a sickness, right? Like that's like
but
and then I started getting these these new Zeskit, these 8K cables.
I thought you said
nice.
I thought you just said nude Zeskit cables.
These
This is going to be
Zeskit-
the depths of your cable depravity here.
No, like the Zeskit cables. It's like, oh, these are certified 8K, and it's like, oh, they're pretty nice. Like I'll swap out a couple with these. Yeah,
but then, like when you get those right angle
they're
cables,
like $15 each. It's like, oh, I guess.
when
But if they had right angles, I'd probably buy right angled versions.
and then when you like end up like taking that right angle cable out of service, then like you can't figure out any other possible use for it. It just ends up going to a drawer.
I know, you were spending all this time. It's like, I can't just put it in my cable bin. And
I
wait,
did
how can I use
actually.
this? And then it's like then like 4 hours have passed. As you try it like in different situations.
I did actually just buy like a right angle 3.5 millimeter to dual RCA for a different way I was going to hook up the audio output from the SCART. And then while I was at it, I ordered like a nice 3-foot stereo RCA cable that ended up coming in a 2-pack, and I don't need the second one, but like I got that because I didn't really need to make as long of a run out of the G-Comp as I was making. So I was like, well, why don't I put a nicer RCA out of the G-Comp? a nicer one that's shorter.
Drumata says, Rat's Nest, a monthly subscription service where you are sent random cables from someone's mangled stash.
We could start that.
We could start that. Like, oh man, I only got HDMI 1.4 cables this month. I can't use those. But like I have like some, but I can't bring myself to get rid of them because like a couple of them were like down angled ones, and like, maybe you need that for something. Not really. I mean,
the problem is like we are both like the prime people that could start that service, and also the prime people who would subscribe to that service.
I know it's so dumb. But maybe that's a good idea.
That's a great idea, Rats. I love the name of it, Rat's Nest. What a great name for a service that no one needs.
All we're doing is just, giving more people cables that they don't need. And they'll be like, oh, like I wish I had this cable in HDMI 2.0. And they go and buy it.
Yeah.
All right. So there's $5 from Vanessa. Thank you, saying I'm just glad you attempted to cover vintage computers, even if you said Z instead of Z.
You know what? I honestly,
it's almost like pushing pins through my cheeks.
I don't think I knew until I want to say it was after My Life in Gaming started. It was hearing people like on other YouTube videos talk about the ZX Spectrum that I even knew that like Z was like how British people say Z. Like I don't think I even like I'm talking like past like 8 years I learned this. And then I was like, oh, so that's why Z and Men in Black is called Z, because it's a letter.
Yeah. Yes.
So all these years later, I finally understand where that came from Men in Black. I did not know that. I saw a Canadian thing too. Is it just British and like probably Australian or something?
That is how Australians say it as well. There's $2 from Gaming Blows. Thank you. Saying you guys heard of or played Paradise Killer, and I have that coming from was it First Press Games?
I feel like I actually saw that box art today when I was looking on some website today. That box art popped up, but I didn't know what it was. What is it?
I don't know. I just know it's supposed to have like a really good soundtrack to it.
Well, I mean, what kind of game is it?
Like a vaporwave game, kind of.
I mean, what?
Like a murder mystery. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that I've seen the soundtrack around a lot, and I liked like the neon aesthetic of it. So I'm like, I'll get it. I'm just gonna get it. I don't really know anything about it, and it's gonna be completely a surprise to me. I think it's more fun to do that. Like it's just it's fun to get stuff. You know, I assume that it's a novel. Maybe it's something else.
I do not remember what the purpose of this crate is, but I feel like it's important.
The surprise play is the best way to play that game. Well, 100%. And there we go. That'll be even cooler. There's $2 from TWW. Thank you. Saying, please use your retro clout to pressure a CDI core. I think that's something we had talked about before, and we just like the belief is that the passion is just not there by any single person.
Well, like I mean, some people we were talking to were like, I don't think 3DO is ever going to happen because it's like a PlayStation equivalent amount of work, for not nearly the payoff,
Yes.
And I don't know, like if 3DO is technically possible, I kind of feel like it's going to happen. Like,
yes,
because these people are crazy in a good way.
Yeah, and I think that maybe it's like there's just an idea of
completeness.
Yeah, and it's like I'm gonna do that. Heck, I'll do that. I'll figure that out.
I mean, one of the pre-NES, I didn't edit the Atari section for this, but like the not just the Atari section, but the pre-NES section. I didn't edit it, but like a Core 4 Adventure Vision came out. After I finished editing that section, but before the video went up, and I'm just like, I'm not adding Adventure Vision to because I wasn't even showing every single core among those. I was just mentioning that they were there. And here's, some common things about that era of console that might be relevant to running the core, Yeah. Like paddles and things like that.
Let's see here. JL had donated £2 just to say Robert Mondu.
That was it. That was it. I was trying to remember what it was. Like the day after.
You usually say it in different ways, like Robert Mondu.
I don't remember if I did, but like the day after you streamed that, I was just like constantly saying out loud, Robert Mondu. Robert Mondu. Like what a fun word to say.
There's $2 Canadian from Seeing Wonder, who is still here, saying another super chat for the Balky Bartokamus reference. Sometimes I used to call him Balky. I don't know. I remember watching like the premiere of that show when I was at my grandma's house in Florida, I think. the year that it came out. There was $5 from Mitch B. Just saying, my life in cables. Sometimes that's how it feels.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll get it. I'll get in these cables. I'll talk about the addiction of the cables in my setup video. I have so many, yet they're so invisible. I'm kind of proud of just how invisible they are, and you know, certain things are. You can pull plugs out from different places, and oh, this has a little extension here. I can plug anything into if I needed to. It's dumb. Like I wasted so much of my time with like stuff that I don't know if I talked about this before. It's just like the ADHD that makes it so that if I'm working on something and something is not easily set up, then I have to like completely set it up at that time when I could just like easily plug it in and do it. But if it's something that I remotely think that I would use in the future, because I know that we like I talked about like with composite stuff, like I don't have anything composite hooked up, and I just like decided I can plug those in wherever. But I have an easy way of doing that. But sometimes I just like say like, oh man, like I gotta set this thing up. Like how do I mean I gotta do it right now. I gotta do it.
You know, I lately I've been thinking a lot about how like, you know, my upstairs consoles that I have hooked up via analog video, you know, any of those relatively likely to use. But like downstairs here, I kind of feel like I've been kind of thinking about like, you know, like I rarely use anything else I have hooked up down here other than like the current gen stuff. And like I had this silly idea and like I kind of wrote it off, but then part of me is still tempted. Where I was like, what if I got like some kind of like wardrobe with like a lot of shelves, like really tightly packed together. And then I got a bunch of like wooden like trays, like just, you know, like trays that you would like carry, you know, like a meal on, right? And what if I put like my PS3 and all the cables I would need to use it, like on that tray, and I just like put them in this wardrobe on this, and then like put all of these systems that I just like want to be able to use at any time, but like I just don't use them that often. Instead of like having them always hooked up, like I pull out the tray, set the tray down on the TV stand, plug up what I need, do what I need to do with it, put it back on the tray, put it back in the closet. Like I don't even know why I have these ideas.
I mean, that's exactly what when I show my setup. That's exactly the setup that I have in my closet. I just have like my old metal racks. Like I just have systems in giant Ziploc bags with like the cables.
Yeah, but these would be like my main PS3, my main Xbox 360. But it's just like I don't use them that much. So like I was contemplating like, what if I had, because you know when I'm also getting the carpeting redone pretty soon here, and like so aside from like the TV and you know and getting the carpeting done, like I'm definitely going to be changing a few things about how things are set up down here. And I was like, it was just like this passing thought of like, well, what if I like had a simpler like stand where like my systems are hooked up that like couldn't accommodate more than just like the things I commonly play, you know, the current gen systems. And like I was like that was when this wild thought about like setting everything up on these trays came about for whatever
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's
though.
such a silly
to achieve exactly the same thing that you already have set up and working right now.
It's just I don't even know.
Like that's the thing. It's
But
like it's
these
like just
thought-
kind of literally just changing things for the sake of changing it.
It's true, but I mean these thoughts.
You know, like I always joke around
These
because
thoughts
you know I was
come.
talking to Joe Redifer the other day, who like I mean he was just like installed like the newest version of Photoshop, and he was like, oh, it's like now you can't just like save a file, like you got to save a copy every time or something like that. And I'm like, oh, it got me thinking, and it's something I've said a lot, and this makes me think of like,
Dang it.
you know, the stuff that you're changing, you know, changing it for the sake of changing. It's like sometimes it feels like programs get these major changes like that, even though they're not always like the most intuitive changes or like make the most sense. Like it almost feels like changes are just like made just so they have something to do.
And like especially
You know what I mean?
when it comes to like software and like website change like website changes, like a website redesign, like no one ever likes that. Like no one likes software change.
It just like sometimes it just feels like they're just trying to break stuff so that they have something to do. Right?
And maybe that's what
it's
we're
like
trying to. Maybe that's what we're trying to do in our setups, and we don't even know.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like by like installing that wardrobe and putting systems on trays.
I know
like,
it's like stupid.
Like when you think about that, like why? Like
Well, I get
why?
well.
Like it's just like creating like a whole thing.
It is
So that you're actually creating more work for yourself in the long run.
It absolutely is, but it's just like, you know, where I think the thought came from at first was like you know, my my PS4 Pro, my PS3, like those are like just like sitting here and getting dusty for no reason. Like, what if they were in a place where they didn't get dusty?
But you still got to get around and you got to pull them all out. And you know what? It'd make a way bigger mess when you're like working on an episode.
What I'm thinking about, what I'm thinking about doing though now, you know, like I wrote that idea off pretty quickly, but like I was just like I was envisioning it. The vision was in my head. But what I think I'm going to do though is I think I'm going to get like like some sort of entertainment unit where I could put some systems, like I could put like the current gen stuff like on the top outside, but then like older stuff that I don't use as often, like maybe I'll put it inside, but I'll set it up with some of those there's like it's not like computer fans, but like they're made for like entertainment setups, like you know I forget the AC Infinity they're called, and like you can drill a hole in the back of your entertainment cabinet and install like an exhaust fan or an intake fan or something. And I have those set up upstairs for like the systems that do use active cooling. And I was thinking, well, maybe I'll do that for like the PS3 and the 360 and the stuff that I don't use that much. But I don't want to put like the Xbox Series X and the PS5 inside a cabinet like that, because like they're so quiet that I don't want to like have to have an extra fan kick in to cool them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, like I don't think that like I'm changing anything, like the way that mine is set up. Like I mean,
there's been several things. Like I've had a general idea of how I wanted to fix things in here once I got the new carpet installed for a long time. Like this carpet project's been a long time in the planning. And I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking like, why would you install carpet? Hardwood is better. And I just do not understand how you people think. Carpet for life. There's many reasons that I choose carpet. Comfort is one of them. but also acoustics. Hardwood is terrible acoustics. Videos would sound awful if I was recording any voice down here. And secondly, like, playtime would be over forever for Sandy because she has no traction on hardwood. And she would be she would be miserable. She would be miserable if she couldn't run on carpet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited to do this video. Like, I've wanted to do it for a long time, but I can't think of anything else that I really need to change. And I think, and I'm sure that there's plenty of stuff that
you should like
PC monitor up.
You should
but
like.
It's good for me to like. I mean, should I go back and like explain like, oh, I did it this way, and I didn't really like it, so I changed it again to this.
I mean, I'm going to do that in some parts of mine when I do mine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have video proof of that.
I do have video proof of some of it.
Yeah, I should have done stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to see how it comes out. And I know that a lot of people have been asking for it, so it's gonna be exciting. There was 17 minutes ago. There was a $5 from Master Safer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Saying, hi guys, it's my birthday coming up, and there are a lot of decent sales on games at the moment. Any suggestions? Mr. Video was incredible. Tape mode, shimmer.
Scrolling shimmer. I was surprised there was no comments on that. Like there was
no comments like either way about that. Like you were saying, I don't know if this is like the most cringe-inducing thing I've ever put in a video, but I'm just gonna do it because it's fun.
Yeah. Well, that was part of the rewrite I had to do because of like I had to cut that whole part about like about how the video filter section was done originally. So I had to like I was rewriting that whole part at the end, and I don't know, that just like got in my head, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. And like no one said anything about, like some people talked about in the Discord, which I guess like makes sense that like, the people who would think me talking about scrolling shimmer in a funny way is funny.
Yeah.
But like no one like commented one way or the other about that at all. But people did comment about tape mode.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's good that so many people comment on that anyways, because like that's far into the video. It's pretty far into it. And if people have made it there, then that's impressive. But in terms of like games that are on sale at the moment, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's even coming out. Ease 8 got announced for the PS5.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know why, but I don't think they're adding anything. But like I'll just buy it because of the having the translation on a version of the game that runs good. But that's not till the end of the year, I don't think.
Well, you mean a translation on physical media, because
I mean it's on the Switch version, but the Switch version just like runs so poorly. I would never choose to like play that version if I was gonna play through the game again. Because I never played through it with the retranslation.
I think I'm going to commit to getting that day one and playing it day one.
You should,
because like I've put off playing it for so long.
Yeah.
That it's like, well, my procrastination paid off, but it also means I have to buy it again.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be 120 hertz.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, that would be something. That'd be something they add.
I could actually utilize a feature of my TV, although I couldn't record it while doing it.
What are some games that have been on sale? Anything on the eShop that's been? I bought my daughter this. What is it? It was on sale for like another day, and like my daughter's 9, and it was on sale. It was like normally $25, so and it was on sale for like for $3.99. I got her Jenny LeClue Detective Vu.
Detective Vu?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it looks like a point and click mystery on the Switch.
Why is it called Detective?
And it's about a 9-year-old girl detective named Jenny LeClue, and I was like, I'm just gonna get this for her. I'm gonna put it on her. I'm gonna buy it and put it on our Switch and like not say anything about it.
Has she discovered it?
No, not yet. So, I mean, I think it seems like something she'd be into. I mean, maybe she would just, Winston and MD in Maryland says, I bought that game just for the title. I don't know. It was on sale a couple weeks ago. I bought that game unsighted on the eShop. I know that like the developer of that
what
is a fan of the show and sent like
the name is definitely
message.
familiar, but I'm drawing a blank on what that game is.
It looks kind of like an action RPG, kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's starting to sound familiar, but I can't think of what it looks like.
I mean, it looks like you'd expect, I guess. I've heard that it's very, very good.
Yeah.
I bought, Limited Run had, they like randomly announced and put up for sale physical copies of Unpacking, and I was playing that on Game Pass and thought it was great. I didn't finish it though, so I just I'm gonna buy this and play it all the way through. And I don't know, they had a couple of things up. When I order something from Limited Run, it's got to be like multiple things.
Yeah, usually.
So they had a couple of other things up that I ended up getting. Let me take a look here. It was that. What is that game?
Their website redesign is kind of messy, but like it's easier to see what items are in each order without having to like click through.
Yeah. So I got that Anno Mutationum, looks for the PS5. It looks pretty cool.
I don't remember which one that is.
And so there's this they were selling that Gata protectors. Cart of Darkness. So someone sent me a link to the trailer for this game, Gata Protectors, Cart of Darkness. Yeah, by Ancient. And the first shot in the trailer for it looks exactly like a CRT sitting in front of our wood paneling.
Yeah, I mean it's all superimposed though.
Yeah, but it's got to be inspired. And I showed it to you, and you're like, "Oh, this definitely was."
I'm convinced. I'm completely convinced it's inspired.
If you look up the
and especially, I mean, the thing that seals it is also they do like the little Yuzo Koshiro quick pop up, just like Joe does it on GameSack.
Yeah, GameSack.
And so the fact that both of those things were in that trailer, it was 100% inspired by us and GameSack. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I've no doubt.
And it's not just the fact that it's wood paneling, it's just the way that it looks.
Yeah.
The way
even though it's it's not real.
Yeah.
It's super
I mean, it looks like it's definitely inspired. So I got that, and I just got that because it doesn't look like my kind of game really. It looks more like it might even be tower defense. I can't really tell.
I don't really know what to think of it either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning toward not getting it, but it does seem interesting. But yeah, it's got a weird vibe to it that I'm not so sure is my vibe.
And I ordered the Ender Lilies, which is another Another game looks really cool. Like it just like I don't really know too much about it. I just like thought that it looked cool in the pictures. It almost looks like Vanillaware-esque.
I don't think I looked it up.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I just did exactly that. Of course, you know, like I had to when they had like the April 1st stuff. I got the cat girl without salad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I didn't realize that Screaming Villains like released the Kids on Site.
I saw that too. Is that so? That's like a Sega
I had
CD
no idea that was
game.
even coming. Yeah, yeah.
Like what is it? Like Infamous? Is it like supposed to be really dumb? I looked up a trailer.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I mean whatever. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah.
like,
I mean,
I feel like that's just like a neat thing. It's like
I agree.
the last remaster that anyone ever expect.
Yeah.
Demon Turf. We have the Series X version of that.
Oh, I didn't know
which
you
has
got.
the
I didn't know you got it too.
I think that after you said that it has like that code on it.
It has the Series X code on it. Yep. What was someone was saying? Oh, what someone was saying about it. Or you're just looking at what's available.
What about it?
Someone was saying something about, or you were just saying?
Well,
it's
I mean,
available?
Limited Run has like the PS5 and PS4.
Right. But
Switch version.
It's kind of cool, like to have like an actual native Series X game on disc like that. That doesn't happen nearly often enough, so I'm kind of happy to have that version. I thought about playing that soon, but then I was like, well, I just played Kirby. Like a 3D platformer.
Yeah. There was $5 from Container 7. Thank you. Saying,
it okay to shoot
great
these
Mr. Video
guys?
and great stream, great game choice. I realize that I've like not watched you play this game at all yet.
What?
I just been on the donation.
You
tab,
haven't
like,
even been paying attention to what I'm doing in this at all.
No,
Is that what you're
I have not seen you play until just a second. I just moved over to it.
You haven't watched like a second the entire stream.
Not that I remember.
I've been stuck on this level for a little bit. I forget what to do.
There's also $15 from EB Chill 2.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Saying a great video. A massive amount of work went into that. My 4-year-old beat Kirby with me. So proud of her.
Nice.
Hotline Miami is like $1.99. That's a good one. You just got to be prepared to, you just got to keep on banging against it until you eventually get through each level. I mean, it's very much of the Super Meat Boy type genre where you just you die and you die and you die and eventually, in most cases, it's not even that you're. I mean, Super Meat Boy, I think you get good at it, but I feel like stuff like Hotline Miami, like you get good at it, but you also like learn how you can just cheese it to like succeed. Like I don't even know if it's possible to beat that game without like cheesing it at some point. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever finished it.
I finished the first one. And I mean, if you can beat it without cheesing it, that means that you've beat it so many times, and cheesed it then. That you've just learned how to move through like the levels without even having to do it. I don't know.
Wait, was I wearing a disguise? The enemy discovered the disguise.
Oh.
What am I doing wrong? I don't remember how this level works. Find a lab. Once you have moved fast. Find a lab tech. How would I know if I was wearing one?
See, I think Super Meat Boy is a game that
I
you beat out of pure
have them.
spite eventually.
Disguise has been worn. When did I get that?
You know, like during last week's stream, like I remember someone in the chat saying like, Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock, and I was like, that's funny. And now, like after this entire week of like being like exposed to it constantly, I still have not seen it actually happen. I have not watched a video of it happen, and I feel as though I don't want to watch it.
You just want it to be what it is in your head all forever.
Yeah. You know, I've seen it so many places. I've seen so many like.
It feels like 2 weeks ago people were talking about that.
I've seen it like so many places. I've just seen like that photo, but I don't want to watch it.
I think I did see like a moving video clip of it at some point.
Yeah, I've even seen like an animated GIF of it. I don't know. I will see it whether I want to or not. Eventually that'll happen, but I'm gonna see how long I can go.
That's like me, where like I was always trying so hard to find out, trying so hard to not find out who won the Super Bowl.
A moving video clip, the best kind.
Professional videographer coming right at you here.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna fill up my water though. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
We'll get through this level eventually. I need to pay more attention about when I actually end up getting this disguise, because I don't remember. Seems like it's okay to kill the scientists though. At least on this difficulty, there's not a minimize scientist casualties objective. Actually, you know, speaking of Perfect Dark with steady frame rate, the reason I actually kind of thought to stream this game today was I was originally investigating early today whether I might stream the Ocarina of Time decompilation. But it sounds like it's pretty early still, and it's like all based on like the Master Quest PAL debug ROM, which like I don't even know, like if one wanted to build that legitimately, I don't even know how one would get that ROM. Probably not legitimately. And if it's like only based on Master Quest, like Master Quest is kind of dumb. So I was like, I don't really want to. Why don't I have grenades? I guess I can throw the dragon. I was just like, I was like, I don't want to play Master Quest. I'm like actually out of ammo somehow. The Super Dragon. But I'll wait and stream the Ocarina of Time stuff once it's like more mature and there's more like mods for it, I guess. Like I would like to play it relatively vanilla, but like is it like capped at 20 frames per second now or
The Ocarina.
the Ocarina? I think it's Ocarina, but I usually say Ocarina.
I know. I just like to say things. I'm gonna start saying, everything wrong in videos now. I say Ocarina and ZX Spectrum.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I mean. That's like half of Joe's whole shtick. He loves
Oh.
he loves making people angry over how he says things. Like he
gets off on it.
yeah, it makes him feel alive.
There was 1999 from Scott Davis.
Oh, thank you, good
Thank
old
you.
Scott Davis.
Saying, hello, my dudes. I'm finally ready to watch your Mr. video. Congrats on the release. After 200 hours with Elden Ring, I'm
Oh my
looking to
goodness.
take a reprieve from current games and just get into his succinct retro fixes.
Is that a literal 200 hours? Because that sounds pretty crazy.
Probably.
I would like for it to not take me that long.
Well, I mean, people are saying that it's like very much like Breath of the Wild.
Oh, where you like could if you.
Yeah, I mean, you just keep on discovering like new stuff. I mean, it probably will take.
Where the heck did I get that outfit last time?
The game is absolutely huge. Elden Ring is huge. This person, Mr. Self-Improvement says, it's not that bad. I have around 280 hours in Elden Ring right now, and I'm still not finished. It's not that bad. I've only been playing it for 280 hours and haven't finished it yet.
I don't think I've ever put that many hours into
can't
a game
imagine,
without
like-
beating it, other than like maybe Final Fantasy 11 or 14. Like I put that much time. I put like I don't think I put that much time into Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I mean, United Full says I've got way over I can't even say it. I've got way over 3,000 hours on Dirt Rally 2. of all games. I mean, maybe
what's that
who was
for?
it? Like, was it someone in our Discord like was talking about how they're on a Burnout Paradise server where it's like literally like only people who like just play Burnout Paradise and that's the only thing that they've played for years and they have like tens of thousands of hours on the game.
That's fascinating, really.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting your money's worth.
That's for sure.
Yeah, choir voicing. That was me. My people won't stop playing Burnout. I mean, like, yeah, it's saying that like they have like tens, like thousands of hours on Burnout Paradise. It's just like it's such an absurd amount, and I mean, like, I think that there's really something to be said about a game having that much staying power.
Yeah.
Dirt Rally 2 is the Dark Souls of rally racers.
Where did I even get that scientist outfit last time? Like, I don't even...
Yeah, your controller batteries are low.
I know. I don't even know how I ended up getting that scientist outfit.
Is that your first set of batteries
No.
you're getting since you got the system?
What kind of battery? I actually just bought some... These are Energizer Max. I actually just bought some new Energizer lithiums.
There's $9.99 from Chillerino saying, "Hey y'all, congrats on the Mister video. Q, where did the term tape mode come from? And are we sure it's pronounced tate?"
So, I mean, it's interesting because the word has Japanese origins, but it's like very easy to envision it. Like it makes sense.
You got to rotate your TVs.
You got to rotate your TV, so it's easy to understand why rotate, like it's easy to see how you would think that. But the term, you know, I believe actually has Japanese origins, and it's like to stand something up is like tateru. So, like, you know, like to stand it up on its side, it's tate mode. And then horizontal they call yoko mode. I don't really know the etymology there. But yeah, that's where it comes from. And Joe really enjoys annoying people who really want him to know that actually is tate mode. Tape mode.
You know, after this video,
Oh, now I have lamp clothes. Oh,
that's one of my PVM, like when I set up those 2 PVMs for that one arcade shop. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna keep this extra PVM out, and I'm just gonna keep it permanently.
Permanently, it will never change.
It's like next to my consumer CRT over there.
I don't even remember if this
it'll
box
be
is
in the
important, but I'm taking
in
it with
the
me
setup
anyway.
video. There was 1999.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
From
thank you.
Terminal Philosophy. Saying, "What's up, guys? Congratulations on the Mr. episode. Looking for the setup tour video whenever it comes out. Cheers."
Wait.
I won't take a super long time on it.
What?
Like, I think that it's gonna be real fun because I'm gonna use my my Ronin gimbal that I have for work. So I think that'd be kind of fun. Which is actually kind of cool, you know. You know what's really cool about the Ronin gimbal?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it just like a you know, as like a tripod if you wanted to. And what I think is really cool about it is that you can control it with a DualShock 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of
It has a mode where you can, you know, you got to connect it to your phone and you can use a DualShock 4. So you can use the analog stick to go like left, right, look up and down, and then you can use the other one to tumble it.
That's cool.
And then, you know, you have a button and it has a cable that connects to our kind of cameras, and you can start recording remotely with it, just like by hitting X, it'll start recording on the camera. Like that's kind of cool.
Oh, key card now. It's so
I really wish that our Rhino sliders like worked with the DualShock 4. Like that'd be awesome. It would be so much easier than controlling it with your phone or anything like that.
Surely I don't
If
need
you
this
needed to do
box.
that, if you just use a you know, one analog stick moves on the slider and the other one controls the arc. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Although, like, really though, it probably still makes smoother movements without your input. But it'd be neat.
Yeah, but you know, I do almost all my stuff like using the free mode.
Really? Like you don't do
Yeah,
pre-programmed
I
movements?
it's only like if I'm doing something like real like precise, do I use like the time?
Oh, I never use the free look mode.
Oh, I probably use the free like move like probably 85% of the time.
Wow, that surprises me. I had no idea.
Yeah, unless I just need to do something very specific. But that would be really cool if they added that feature in there. But I don't know. I had to roll back. Like they came out with the new firmware. Did I tell you about that? Like the Rhino came out with their 2.0 firmware.
I don't think I knew that. I mean, there was a whole thing where they said like you should send it in if you bought it before a certain date, and I need to do that. I mean, things have been pretty good lately, but I still feel like I need to.
We should do that just to have it fixed.
Yeah.
In case. But they
you
came out
haven't
with
done
their
it though,
2.0
have
firmware.
you?
What?
You haven't sent yours in though, have you?
Actually, the thing that they said was a problem actually broke on mine, and I had to send it in. They fixed
Oh
it.
yeah, you did that a while ago. Yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. And I installed this 2.0 firmware, which adds like you can have up to 5 keyframes in your movement, which is actually kind of awesome. You know, if you have something that elaborate, you know. But it introduced like these other factors to it that makes it a total pain in the butt. If you don't need to use like 5 keyframes, like to do a move. You know, one of the things I like about it, like in its current form, like in previous firmwares, is you could basically start anywhere in the on the rails, and put your in point there and your out point anywhere you want, right? You can go left or right, however you want, Well, this new one, you have to say, do you want to go right to left or left to right?
Oh, interesting.
And when you do that, it moves all the way to the end, and then you got to move to where you want your first point in.
Look
and
at
you got
this.
to move.
Look
And
at
you got
this
to continue in that direction.
PlayStation looking texture here. What's the deal with that?
But long story short, like I rolled back to the previous firmware because it was just way like everything just like took like 3 times longer.
Boy, oh boy, do I not remember what to do in this level.
Is it still the same one? You
Yeah.
saying you were having a hard time on it?
I just don't remember what. I don't think I've failed my objectives. I thought this was where I was supposed to go, but
You know what
there's
that looks
nothing
like? It
going
looks like a Harmony remote.
on.
Wouldn't it be funny if that's what it was? Like you're going around trying to get to like turn on your entire entertainment system with one.
I thought this room was where I needed to go, but there's the scientists doing the autopsy aren't here.
Did you kill somebody you shouldn't have?
Well, if I had it, it would say mission failed. I did that a few times, I think, but well, not on this level. But there's no like minimize scientist casualties.
Like, what is going on with that box?
I don't know. Like, I feel like the box is important,
If
but
you like let it go, it's just like
it's don't remember. Like you like press
around.
you like press the A button to grab it, and then like you can like press the A button again to like release it, and it just floats around. I don't remember if it does anything. Does anyone in the chat remember what I should be doing next?
The box is explosive, so you don't need the
Oh,
box anymore.
Wait, is this?
That's what Trenier Trombone is saying.
Is this what? Like, now that I got those doors opening and closing, maybe I can go through some of those doors that were locked. Oh, this one's not doing that. I've got a key card of some kind, but I don't know, like, where it...
What is the music to the intro in Part 7, Mr. OS and Options?
A lot of people have been asking what the music to the intro to the Sega. Well, I think this general, like, the Sega section, like, it's probably like Master System or Game Gear music, I'm guessing.
Well, that first one is, I think it's from, like, Dragon Crystal or something like that.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's like a Game Gear game. Unless you're talking about the one at the beginning of when I get into the Genesis stuff, where it gets like all like play it loud for a second.
There's two labs, and I got confused. I didn't realize there were two labs.
Options. I have to look it up. Give me a second, I'll look it up.
I was all confused because these two labs looked exactly the same.
Oh, that's from World Heroes, like the Neo Geo CD version of World Heroes, or I think. Or
What?
World Heroes 2.
Oh. I don't even remember how I could have got in there. Elvis has been killed, everybody. Picked up Operation Room keycard. It was right there on the floor, and I didn't see it. Dang it. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let's exit back to the Carrington Institute.
Jeez, I must be thirsty tonight.
Does anyone... Let's see, how can I... Does anyone want to... This is free on Game Pass, by the way. I didn't even have to connect.
But it's in the rare replay, right?
It's in rare replay, but does anyone want to...
you play some multiplayer?
Yeah, let's try it.
You play co-op?
Or
are you going to play versus?
Well, yeah, versus. Is what I was going to set up. Instead, there's no point in doing it in co-op. Just want to see.
Can you play the campaign co-op?
I think you can. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you could on the N64 as well. Of course, the frame rate was terrible.
Oh, people are running to their systems. I wonder if anyone's going to jump in here. You have to make like a private room, or can you have people like a code or anything where they can jump in? I don't think they do anything like that.
Oh, I don't even remember the claw beat here. Classic automatics. That's funny. Classic pistols. Let's try that. Arena. Let's see. Oh, the facility is called Felicity.
400 people. Who wants to play Perfect Dark Online?
Combat, hold the briefcase. King of the Hill. Let's do hold the briefcase. Any simulants? It's always fun to add some meat sims.
Are they just like people that don't just get in the line of fire?
Yeah, I mean they're just they die in like one hit. Let's see, Xbox private match players. What do I? Oh, invite friends. Well, I won't make it a private match. Make it a quick match.
Well, I think that then anybody can join it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I didn't realize because I think I've got like 2
But
Xbox
it can
friends.
be like anybody, I think, from
I know.
like,
So
even people that aren't watching.
So, like, can people max players? Ooh, you can have 8 players. Match style. We'll do a team. Well, like,
I don't even.
it says like search for game though. Like, I don't want to search for game. Like, I want.
Well, you're
people to
saying
find...
Xbox Live quick match. I mean, that's what you're doing. It's like you're looking for a match.
But how can I make a match that's like, it always says private match or quick match? Like how can I?
You gotta go to like, Xbox Live private match.
But why? But I don't. But why? But if your only option is private and quick, like I'll just say search for game and see what happens. Like it says set up your game.
Yeah, but it's because the matchmaking is happening on their server. It's just matchmaking.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way to like just like make a room and then people can join the room if they aren't your friends. Is what I'm saying.
That's what the private match is.
But that would be private. Like I said, even if they aren't your friends.
Yes, you have to invite people. You have to invite your friends.
But I don't have friends. That's what I'm.
I know.
Oh wait,
That's what I
someone
mean. That's
joins.
why I'm
Is
surprised you're doing
Dookie?
this, 'cause
Is Dookie
it
12
doesn't-
somewhere
they
in
don't do
here?
the-
Is Dookie 12 one of the people watching this stream? Like, is this
They
working?
don't do like the kind of things that Nintendo does, where they have like you have a room where people have.
I barely know how to do multiplayer anymore. Oh, it looks like the game with Dookie 12, whoever that is. I still want to know if... Oh, Dookie 12 is here. All right. No one else tried to join? Come on.
There's $2 from Blade Blur.
I'm picking up ammo and I don't even have any guns.
Blade Blur says, excellent job on the Mister video, guys. Loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't choke, Dookie 12.
That sounded like it. Was that a laptop gun? Oh, Dookie 12 has the briefcase. Oh no. Oh. I was killed by Dookie 12. All right, where is Dookie 12? I'm gonna get you.
Gotta get you.
He's been holding that briefcase for a pretty long time. Is he invisible? Or is there like another floor here?
He's cheating. He's watching what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Or he's watching what you did.
Was that? I think he
15
set up a
seconds ago.
laptop gun turret somewhere. Oh, I've got
Can you, like, at
shield.
least try
You're
to
screwed
get-
now. Oh man, that laptop, I think that's what it is, the laptop gun. It's tearing me up. I can't even find him. Does he have a cloaking device? It's probably just like staying in one place. Oh, there he is.
You used to
Oh,
always joke about there's this one scene in Street Fighter the movie. When was the last time you saw Street Fighter the movie? It's been a long time.
I've only seen it one time. It was probably within the last 10 years.
Isn't it? There's like this one scene where they're like taking the stealth camouflage boat
Oh, I
Into,
killed
like-
Dookie 12, everybody.
into Bison's compound, and like they can't see it
What
on,
even
like on
just
the
happened
video
to me
except for like
just
the
now?
waves it's making, and like Bison like knows immediately that's a stealth boat and like blows it up. It's like it's a stealth boat.
Well, I had that briefcase for all of a second.
You're like getting crushed.
Dookie 12 has learned firsthand. I have basically zero experience. Oh, is that a mine that he set up? I have basically zero experience with competitive multiplayer. Like after
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just funny
After
because
Time
like
Splitters-
he's just getting you. You don't even see him where he's coming from.
Well, I think he set up some traps that I don't even know how to identify him at this point. Like this is like the only competitive shooter that I ever really got into, but it was usually like me and friends versus bots. Like on a team.
Can you like just maybe get him once?
Oh, I think he's trying to go easy on me. I think he's trying to punch me. He doesn't have a gun.
I mean,
Oh, no
he's
one
been
even
waiting
has the briefcase
he's been
right
waiting
now,
for
actually.
someone to play this with for a long time.
I'm letting him down.
Well, Dookie 12, like every single day for the last 3 years, he's logged onto this game to try to find anyone in matchmaking.
Oh, I picked up some proximity mines. And it immediately blew up.
He's challenging you to a slap fight.
Oh.
That whistling part of the song sounds like Animal Crossing.
It
I
really
put an
does.
Animal Crossing sound effect in
Yeah.
the Mr. video. I thought it was like, I don't know. It's funny.
It's a great sound effect. Dong.
Just get him once.
I think I did kill him once, but I've only had the briefcase for like a second. Is the problem.
Then you can be like, Dookie 12, now!
I got him.
Just Dookie!
I got him. I got the briefcase.
Just plain Dookie! You can get him once, you can say that.
Oh, I picked up a laptop gun. Laptop gun is the best. Oh, there's only 15 seconds left. Oh, I saw him. I saw Dookie 12. He'll tear this briefcase out of my cold dead hands. and I just blew up when the timer ended.
Is that the end of the match?
Oh wait, I thought the timer was something about holding the briefcase. Was that a timer to the briefcase exploding? I thought you just held the briefcase. I don't know how long is the match. Is there a we're trying to hit game time. Time limit is 10 minutes. Score limit.
What time is it?
Okay. So there's like 2.5 minutes left in the match. Oh, I see. You never take me alive. Okay, so
You're not gonna get me, Copper.
So
Not gonna get me,
I guess you
Sheriff.
get a point when the timer reaches 0. I remember liking the hold the briefcase mode, but we used to come up with all of these silly custom modes where we like
Where you didn't have to compete with each other.
well, yeah, basically, like we would make these modes where like we were like on a team.
Oh my god, did you get him?
I got them.
Oh my god.
We made all of these modes where we were like on a team, and we would like we made these like custom bots where they had like Carrington's body because he was the fattest, and I think they had like Elvis's head or something because it's like way bigger, and so we like did that, and then we just like made like a game that would like last like a really long time, and like we were just trying to see like for fun like how many. Oh yeah, gotcha. We were trying to really see like how many we could kill, and like I think we put it on for like 40 minutes or an hour or something sometimes even. And we just wanted to see how many we could kill. Like we were competing to see how many we could kill of like the easiest thing to kill. So what was the score breakdown? Oh, we had an even score actually.
There's $5 from
Well,
Pod
hang
Belly
on.
Punch.
I'm going to start a new one. Come on, anyone else want to try to join?
Yeah, I think that other people were trying to join.
Okay, let's try.
Pot Belly Punch with $5 says, if you think that's bad, Audie Surly has at least 4,000 hours into Biomutant by now, across all versions. 4,000.
Okay, I'll say search for game. Let's see if anyone else gets in. This will probably be the last one because we want to end it pretty close to 11 o'clock because of your flight tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I just need to make sure I have everything packed tonight.
I'm surprised you don't already.
I know I have most stuff packed. I just need to double check. And it's fine. I'm only going for a couple, like, not very long anyways.
Man, I do not know how to set up stuff and online games anymore. Like I don't even understand the settings. Like it's just all foreign to me now, you know?
Yes.
Come on, someone's. Oh, Henry Clark's searching for a game. I said match style team, max players 8, match preference any. So, like if you match. Oh, Dookie 12, we got Josh Witz. We got Renaco Latex. Oh, it's a party now. is one of those you, Henry Clark?
Renaco Latex. That sounds.
Oh, it's starting.
Oh, Dookie 12 was in the chat.
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
Okay.
That was established.
Oh.
The Dookie 12 was here. Oh, this is the Carrington Villa. This is my favorite level. Favorite multiplayer level.
The Villa.
The Villa. Villa. Dookie is on the opposing team. We had not become friends. Oh, this is King of the Hill. Wait, we have the hill? What's the hill? Oh, Red has the hill. I think Red has the hill. I don't have any guns. Okay, now I have a gun. I have a dragon.
I was just like looking at the analytics for the new video, and I like the really like overly wordy explanation that YouTube gives, where it says views are 2.1 times higher than usual. More regular viewers are choosing to watch it, and they're watching it longer, helping to increase its reach on YouTube recommendations.
Helping too, like there's a thought out analysis of all this. Oh wait, that's my friend.
Yes.
So we gotta get to the hill. The hill's the green thing, I guess. Like, is it pretty standard these days? Like, I want to say with like Halo onwards, maybe. I say these days, like enemies like don't appear on your radar in multiplayer games nowadays, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Like I was always used to
1 times higher. Normal. Not just 2.
Oh, I got you, Dookie 12. I got you. I think you just
It has a
gotta-
higher click-through rate from regular channel viewers. On average, regular viewers of your channel watch this video for 27 minutes and 46 seconds. That's 7 minutes and 13 seconds longer than usual.
I think I just killed Renaco Latex. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. Assuming explosions have rapid friendly fire. I don't know. Oh, we have the hill.
Only 9% of the people that have watched it made it to the end. So
9%.
Well, I don't know. If you look at the retention, it starts at 78% and immediately goes on to 45%.
Yeah, King of the Hill.
And I don't know. But by the end, it says 9%. It made it to the end. Oh, there's $2 from Nima Moshiri. Thank you. Saying
Thank you.
Thanks both for all the amazing things that you do. Thank you. Actually, speaking of other things that you've done, it looks like today that Final Fantasy Draft podcast came out.
Oh, did it come out? I saw that it was supposed to, but
They
then I
were
was looking
they
at
were
his,
hyping it, and it released actually today, I think.
I was looking at his Twitter and I didn't see like where, if he like actually like said like it was out.
Yeah, it officially came out, like the actual podcast was available as of today.
Well, so yeah,
it's 7:30 today.
It's now loading podcast, and it was a ton of fun. Like it was,
Is this something that's going to happen multiple times?
No, but well, he might do a variation of it in the future, maybe. But it was really, really fun. Like it wasn't like meant to be like a, like it wasn't really meant to be like a competitive, like, you know, who comes up with the you know, the best Final Fantasy from these categories. It's like it really ended up just kind of being like jumping off points for discussion. Like it's like, oh, I'm picking this character, I'm picking this soundtrack, I'm picking this villain, this plot twist, you know, these types of elements for my Final Fantasy I'm building here. And you're drawing them from, you know, the main 15 Final Fantasy games. And really it just kind of ended up being jumping off points for discussion. So yeah. It was really fun because it's like, oh, you picked this character, and it's like, oh, well, that character's a good pick because blah, 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 blah. And it was just 4 Final Fantasy nerds talking about Final Fantasy in kind of a unique way, with a unique sort of method for like conversation starter, I guess. But yeah, like I really had no idea how it would flow, but like that's just kind of, that's how it ended up working, and it was really cool.
I'll link it for people in the chat. Hang on.
It was really cool.
I retweeted on our Twitter, and that's how I discovered it.
Yeah, I killed Dookie 12. Take that, Dookie 12. I've killed 5 people. Top that. And I'm king of the hill, too. I don't even know where the next hill is. It's not on the map.
Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is.
Why is the hill not on the map? Coming for you, Dookie 12. Where the heck is the hill? Oh, I'm on a killing spree now. Can't stop the dragon.
Yeah, I'm really curious too. I mean, I didn't know. Like, for some reason I assumed that when I heard like Final Fantasy Draft, it was gonna be like, oh, you got to pick these characters to do these certain things.
I don't know if any of us really knew how it was going to play out, but it's like everyone had an order, and like no one could pick the same thing twice. So like, you know, and you could jump. What we didn't know first off was like, oh, we could jump around different categories. So that made it like, ooh, like I better pick my system so that no one else, you know, picks the system that I want the game to be on. You know, stuff like it was super fun. Like we just had so much fun doing it. Like everyone should listen to it.
How long is it, I wonder?
I don't know how long the edited version is, but it we were recording for it was
2.5 hours.
Yeah, I felt like it took about 2.5 hours to record, so it probably wasn't trimmed down all that much. It was a lot of fun. I'm really confused. Like, there's no hill on this map anymore. But we're playing King of the Hill mode. 1 minute left. Ha ha! No! Oh yeah, got you both. And again! Ha!
Ha!
I am just on a genuine rampage here.
Oh, is it not? Is it not from that?
From what?
It's from World Heroes 2. Is it not from that? Maybe it's it might be from the Super CD version. The
Wait, what?
the TurboGrafx CD-ROM version.
Nice.
Don't make me open up the project.
All right. Well, thanks for making multiplayer happen. The couple of you that managed to get in. It was fun to
you
get a
guys are
little
the only people.
fun to get a little
Playing.
whiff of the old perfect dark
In the
multiplayer, but online.
Yeah.
Such a novelty for me.
Well, I get to go. I'm gonna go to Florida tomorrow.
Yep. So you got to
It'd be
go to
great.
bed.
Indeed. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great week. Thanks to everybody who donated tonight. People are going crazy with it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone has a nice week ahead of them. And yeah, I mean,
We'll see
hopefully the sunshine will knock these allergies out of me.
Yeah. Get you some
This-
Claritin.
this nose.
Claritin does the magic trick for me. 24-hour
I
Claritin.
I mean, we have, like, my kids take Claritin every day.
Mhm.
But I take I take just these little white pills that are fine. I mean, usually they don't do much for me the first couple days, and then they click in. You know, it's interesting. Potbelly Punch says, I hear flights have been being canceled like crazy. Hope you can make it. So I don't really understand what's happening with flights right now. I mean, like, friends of ours were going to Disney World in Florida, and they got to the airport yesterday to go, and they didn't, like, their flight wasn't delayed, it's just like straight up canceled. So, like, are they just canceling stuff and it's like you don't get anything to, like, reschedule or what? I mean, I can't even imagine, like, having that whole trip to, like, Disney World planned out and, like, paid for, and then it's just like, okay, it's canceled, like, when we were on our way there.
Well, I guess you'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
I guess we will.
Be safe. We'll see
Thanks.
you all next Sunday.
All right. Take care, everybody.